The Immortal John Hancock here, and today I'm going to be discussing my thoughts on EA Play live stream, my thoughts and opinions about the games they showed, and more importantly, talking about Star Wars Squadrons. Now, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you can be notified of new and uploaded videos that I do every week. Alright, let's talk about EA's live stream. You know, many of these companies are going to this format because, well, you know, with the pandemic going on, it is an easy way to share games normally that they would share at a big event at E3. I think we're going away from those types of events, and I actually think that this type of way of presenting new games is successful. Now, I'm going to talk about what I thought of the live stream. Earlier this week I was excited because EA was teasing a new Star Wars game, and unfortunately during that tease it was just that. It was just like a trailer. It was all CG. It wasn't the actual gameplay. It showed the gameplay engine, but you really didn't know what you were looking at. And so I was disappointed at that. They made up for it today, and so EA's live stream was okay. You know, there were several games that I didn't care about. I mostly was tuned in to talk about Star Wars Squadrons. So they did have a couple nice announcements. If you are owner of a Switch, you are going to be getting to be able to play Apex Legends. And so that's coming, and as well as crossplay, it's going to be available on Steam as well. So if you're a fan of that type of game, you know, good for you, and you know, happy for you. I don't play it. I did initially check it out, but typically not my type of game. So Apex Legends is coming to the Switch and Steam. Sims 4 is coming to Steam. They talked about some of their other Titanfall 2 coming to Steam as well. Some other games that they, you know, were announced, and everybody was like, you know, you could see in the comment section, you know, talk about some other games. And so a new game, Lost in Random, and didn't do really anything for me, but it's, you know, EA is really trying, I think, to bank on kind of their established franchises. They are trying to offer new games, but really of what they showed, I wasn't really excited about what they were presenting or talking about. Rocket Arena, another game that seemed to be catered towards a specific audience, and I wasn't excited. And so really I was just there for the live stream for one game, and that's Star Wars Squadrons. And so, being a huge Star Wars fan, I grew up with Star Wars. I grew up with the first arcade game, Star Wars. I played the 90s Star Wars games, which many other people did. X-Wing, TIE Fighter, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, X-Wing Alliance. You know, those are iconic, classic flight sim games. And then to the more arcadey stuff, you know, the Rogue Squadron games. And so I'm a fan of both. And, you know, I think that there's many people out there that want those games to come back. What's kind of challenging is that many of the Star Wars games offered a little bit different experience. And so what EA is trying to do with Star Wars Squadrons, and showed this, is to take things from classic games and merge them into one great multiplayer experience. There is a single player story mode. It was nice that that was announced. And the better announcement is that this game is coming this year, October 2nd, I do believe, to PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. The big news as well is that it's crossplay as well as VR support for the entire game. People that have access to that, it's going to make me motivated probably to play it on PlayStation VR. And so initially, the original Battlefront teaser mission for VR, I was super excited, and I've shared that basic mission with many different people. They love it. And so playing this new game, I'm definitely going to check it out in VR. I want to know how it plays and stuff, but it looks fantastic. And so I thought they did a good job with Star Wars Squadrons. I didn't like how they were going to show you gameplay, but then they show, like, it's hard to tell, is this a CG or is it the gameplay? But they finally got around to it, and they finally got around to showing the actual gameplay footage and talking about the modes. There's dogfight, there's fleet, there's lots of customization. It looks like they have really listened to some of the feedback and criticism that they've received on previous games. And so having a specific, focused starfighter battle in the Star Wars universe. I'm really excited about that. What I saw and what do I think? I actually think it's pretty cool. I'm actually excited about checking it out. These multiplayer experiences, 5-on-5 it looks like. So they took the team that worked on Star Wars Battlefront 2 and took a passionate small percentage of those people and had them work on this passion project. And so they talked about kind of their connection to Star Wars and flight sims in general. It showed some of the drawings that one of the developers did as a child. I thought that was cool, and talked about their passion about Star Wars. So I think you have the right people doing the right game. I need to play it, so I'm just going off impressions of what I saw, the gameplay. I'm excited about it. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I think if you grew up with Star Wars or love Star Wars franchise, and you know the more exciting parts of it were the dogfights. You know, everything from the original Star Wars to Rogue One. I mean, there's epic space battles, and this game really captured that when they showed the footage. And so I want to know more about it, but so far what I've seen, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about getting to play a new Star Wars game. And so, you know, I know EA gets kind of has been criticized about how they've handled the Star Wars franchise. Understandably so. We've waited too long for too few games. You know, last year we got an awesome single player experience. I want more Star Wars games, and this game looks pretty decent. So Star Wars Squadrons, long story short, I like it. I look forward to playing it. I'm definitely leaning towards a PlayStation VR because you know, it's offered on multiple platforms, PC, Xbox One, but because I have a PlayStation VR and a PlayStation 4 Pro, I'm probably leaning towards playing it on that to experience it in VR. And so that's it, really. They talked about some other things. They did, you know, their EA Sports brief announcement, and that was like a blink of an eye, and that went away. And then they talked about working on some new things, as well as a new skate game. And I think a lot of people are excited that they're finally working on a new skate game. I think it's the right time. And so there are people that probably are just as excited about that. For me, the big announcement was showing the gameplay of Star Wars Squadrons. That, to me, overshadowed everything else. I thought some of the other things were mediocre. I do like the announcement of the crossplay on multiple games that they're talking about. But other than that, I don't know. I didn't think any other game really stood out. And so that's what I'm excited about. Did you see the live stream? Were you excited about anything? Did it bore you? Are you not? What do you think of Star Wars Squadrons? Comment below, as I would love to hear from you. And I just want to do a quick video talking about my opinions of this, and I'd love to hear your opinions as well. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as it helps me out so much. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you take care.